The vast darkness of space stretched endlessly, dotted with distant stars that barely lit the black ocean. Among them, a massive alien fleet glided silently, a terrifying army of warships, gleaming with energy shields and weapons that could destroy worlds. Their commanders gathered in the main bridge of the flagship, voices filled with pride and mockery. "They are nothing," said Commander Vral, his voice echoing through the control room. "The humans? Weak. Primitive. Their little planet is insignificant. They do not deserve attention." The other officers laughed, a deep, resonating sound that filled the bridge. "We have studied them for centuries," said Admiral Karen. "Their weapons are crude. Their fleets are tiny. Even if they resist, it will be meaningless." Sensors hummed quietly, scanning the solar system they were approaching. Suddenly, a small blip appeared on the main display. A minor human signal, barely noticeable, flickered across the monitors. "Another scouting ship?" asked Lieutenant Rao. He smirked. "Pathetic. It will not reach us before we wipe them out." Vral's eyes narrowed. "Track it, but do not waste time. Focus on the fleet ahead. This is the real war." The alien fleet moved with confidence, the warships forming tight formations. Energy shields glowed brightly, and weapons systems hummed with deadly potential. The humans were far away, insignificant in comparison to the might of thousands of alien vessels. Yet something strange happened. The tiny human blip on the sensors shifted. It moved faster than expected, almost too fast to track. The display flickered as the signal pulsed irregularly. "Commander," said an anxious officer, "the human signal, it's moving faster than anything we have recorded." Vral laughed. "Impossible. Humans cannot travel at such speed. It must be a sensor error." The blip darted again, zigzagging across the display in ways the aliens could not predict. For a moment, the bridge went silent. The officers stared at the screen, eyes wide. "Check it again," Vral barked. "There must be an explanation. It's too small to matter. Too small to be a threat." But the sensors continued to hum. The movement of the human ship, or whatever it was real. It approached the fleet at impossible speed, a tiny point of light against the black canvas of space. Admiral Karen's voice trembled slightly. Could humans really be capable of this? Vral's hand tightened on the edge of the console. "Do not speak nonsense. Focus. Prepare the fleet for standard engagement. We will destroy them if they try anything." Even as they spoke, other sensors began picking up more anomalies. Tiny energy pulses surrounded the approaching signal. The readings were unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Their systems began to glitch momentarily, alarms flashing in quick bursts. "Sir," shouted Lieutenant Rao, "our shields are fluctuating. The human signal, it's interfering with our systems." Vral's confident expression faltered. "Impossible. They are not advanced enough." He turned to the tactical officer. "Increase shield output. Target the signal. Eliminate it before it reaches us." The fleet responded, weapons glowing as they fired tracking pulses toward the human blip. But the pulses passed harmlessly through the moving light, bouncing off in unpredictable patterns. The tiny vessel, or whatever it was, danced through the fleet, untouchable. The bridge was filled with tension now. Laughter and mockery had vanished. Officers whispered among themselves, glances exchanged in fear. "Commander," said Admiral Karen quietly, "we may have underestimated them badly." Vral did not respond immediately. His eyes remained fixed on the display. The human signal pulsed again, brighter this time, and the tiny movement seemed to grow stronger. It was no longer just a blip, it was a presence. Something beyond their comprehension. The bridge was tense. Every officer knew it. They had faced powerful civilizations before, but nothing like this. There was a strange intelligence in the movement, a control that no human, so they believed, could possess. Vral's voice was low, almost a whisper. Could humans really be a threat? Silence followed. The sensors continued to track the tiny light, which now seemed to mock them, moving with impossible agility. For the first time, the alien commanders felt unease. The massive fleet, confident and proud moments ago, now seemed vulnerable. The humans, whom they had called weak and primitive, had shown a flicker of power that challenged their certainty. Something was coming, something beyond expectation. And in that endless expanse of darkness, the first hint of an unexpected war began to stir. The alien fleet moved through space with terrifying precision, confident in their strength. Thousands of warships, glowing with energy shields, formed tight formations. Every weapon system was active, ready to crush anything that dared approach. Yet, deep within the shadows of the void, a small human ship raced silently, almost invisible to the alien sensors. On the flagship, alarms suddenly blared. Officers scrambled to their consoles. "Commander!" shouted Lieutenant Ral, his voice sharp. "Multiple readings. Tiny ships approaching at impossible speed." Vral's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. Humans cannot reach us so fast. It must be a malfunction." The main display flickered. And then a tiny glimmer appeared, moving erratically, faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. Admiral Karen leaned closer. "Commander, look at that. It's real. It's moving through our fleet, unharmed." Vral turned sharply, his confidence wavering for the first time. "Target it. Fire everything. Eliminate that blip before it reaches us." The alien weapons roared, energy beams slicing through space. But the small human ship darted with unnatural speed, dodging every pulse, disappearing and reappearing unpredictably. The fleet sensors began to glitch. Shields flickered on some ships. Minor explosions rocked the rear formations and panic whispered through the command center. "Sir, the human ship, it's bypassing our defenses." Lieutenant Rao shouted, pointing at the flickering display. "We cannot hit it." Vrao gritted his teeth. "This is unacceptable. Concentrate fire. We will not be humiliated by a primitive species." But the humans had more than speed. A faint energy ripple emanated from the tiny ship, spreading unpredictably. Alien shields weakened and briefly went offline. Some ships shuddered as their energy systems overloaded. Officers stared in disbelief. This should not be possible," muttered Admiral Karen. "Their technology, it's beyond anything we've recorded." The small human ship made another sudden leap. In an instant, it appeared near the center of the alien fleet, directly among the largest warships. Energy weapons overloaded, shields flared and failed, and one massive cruiser erupted into flames. The alien bridge shook violently as officers screamed orders. "Status report." Vral barked, his face pale. "Explain this chaos." Lieutenant Ral's hands shook as he typed frantically. "Multiple ships are disabled. Sensors are failing. The human ship, it moves as if it knows our every action before we do." Vral's confidence cracked. "Impossible, humans cannot, they are too small, too weak." The small ship vanished from the display, only to appear moments later near the fleet's rear lines. A series of explosions followed as alien vessels lost power in sequence. Panic spread through the fleet like wildfire. Officers argued over strategy, some calling for immediate retreat, others insisting on full attack. Admiral Karen's voice trembled. "We have underestimated them, badly. They are not weak. They are controlled, intelligent, and fast beyond our understanding." Vral slammed his fist on the console. "They are human. They cannot have this much power. They are insignificant." But the evidence was undeniable. The alien fleet, proud and unstoppable just minutes ago, was struggling to maintain cohesion. Energy readings from the human ship pulsed with strange power. It was not merely speed, it was interference, intelligence, a weapon and a strategy combined. In the silent moments between explosions, whispers ran across the bridges of multiple ships. "They are not like any species we have fought before. They are controlling our systems. They are apex predators in disguise." The tiny human vessel struck again. A chain reaction spread through the alien fleet as multiple warships lost power simultaneously. Commanders shouted, tried to reorganize, but the humans were already gone, vanishing faster than any sensors could track. Vral turned to Admiral Karen, his voice low, almost fearful. "Could humans really be this powerful?" Karen shook his head. I do not know. But we have just seen the first strike. And it was only one ship. If more humans come, if they fight together, we will lose everything." The bridge fell silent. Officers stared at the dark expanse of space, uncertain, shaken, and unprepared for what humanity had unleashed. The humans had shown their first move, a tiny strike, yet devastating. The alien commanders realized something terrifying. They had misjudged the humans. And now, the war that they believed would be easy had begun, and the outcome was no longer certain. In the void of space, the human ship vanished once more, leaving behind chaos, fear, and a single thought that echoed through the alien fleet. The alien fleet was in chaos. Ships that had once sailed in perfect formation now drifted, their weapons misfiring, their shields flickering. Commander Vral's face was pale. He had led fleets through countless battles, faced civilizations far older than humanity, but never had he felt fear like this. "Commander," Admiral Karen said quietly, leaning over a console. We cannot predict their movement. They strike, vanish, then reappear in another position. It's impossible. Vral's fingers tightened on the armrest. Impossible is exactly what it should be. Humans are weak, primitive. And yet, look at our ships. Look at the damage they have done with a single vessel. Lieutenant Ral pointed at the sensors. Sir, there is more. They are not just fast. Their energy patterns, they interfere with our shields, our weapons, even our communication. Every time we try to target them, our systems glitch. It's tactical, intelligent interference. Vral's eyes narrowed. You mean, they are fighting us in a way we cannot even understand? Karen nodded grimly. Exactly. They are controlling the battle. Not by numbers, not by firepower, but by strategy we cannot predict. The alien commanders gathered in the central bridge. Tension filled the air like thick smoke. Some officers argued for retreat. Others demanded counterattack. The debate grew heated. They are only one ship, shouted an officer. If we concentrate fire, we can destroy it. And if we fail, another responded. Their speed and interference are too much. We risk losing more ships than they could ever have. Vral slammed his fist on the console. Enough. We will not admit defeat before the battle even begins. Prepare every weapon. Track that ship no matter where it goes. Meanwhile, the human vessel was already striking again. It moved like a ghost, appearing in the heart of the alien fleet, striking multiple warships in a flash. Alien shields collapsed one by one, their energy pulses torn apart by the human technology. Explosions lit the dark expanse, a symphony of destruction that the aliens had never expected. Sir, Lieutenant Ral said, voice trembling, their ship, it's predicting our attacks. Every move we make, they are already there, avoiding it. Karen swallowed hard. It's as if they know our tactics before we do. Vral clenched his jaw. Humans cannot be this advanced. Not yet. They are too young a species. A sudden alert flashed across the display. The human ship had vanished again, leaving behind a trail of interference. Alien sensors struggled to recalibrate. They are not retreating, Karen said, his voice low. They are choosing their targets. They decide the flow of battle, the pace. They are controlling us. Vral turned to the tactical officer. Status on fleet integrity? Several ships disabled, shields weakened, communication lagging, sir, came the answer. If this continues, the fleet could fragment. Panic spread like wildfire through the alien ranks. Officers whispered about human cunning, their speed, their strange energy. Some began to fear not just the humans, but the unknown intelligence behind them. Then the humans revealed their true tactic. Smaller ships emerged from hidden positions, almost invisible against the starry background. They moved in perfect synchronization, striking from multiple directions. The alien fleet tried to regroup to form new defensive lines, but the humans anticipated every move. Sir, Lieutenant Ral shouted, it's not just one ship. There are dozens, maybe more. They're flanking us, from every angle. Vral's confident facade cracked. Impossible, they cannot deploy so many ships so quickly, and yet, there they are. Energy beams crisscrossed space as the humans struck. Alien cruisers exploded, and fighters lost control mid-flight. Even the largest warships were hit with precise energy pulses that disabled their engines. The humans were not just attacking, they were dictating the battle, forcing the aliens to react, to stumble, to fail. Karen stared at the display. Commander, we underestimated them. We thought this would be an easy conquest. We believed humans were weak. But they are not like anything we've faced. This is strategy, speed, and intelligence combined. They are apex predators. Vral took a deep breath, trying to regain control. Focus on survival. Concentrate fire on their central ship. If we destroy that, maybe we can stop them. But the humans had already vanished from that position. Their ships appeared elsewhere, striking again as if predicting every alien move before it happened. Vral's mind raced. Every tactic he knew, every strategy he had used in centuries of warfare, failed against humans. The bridge was tense. Officers were silent, watching their fleet crumble under an invisible force. The aliens realized a horrifying truth. Humans did not fight like other species. They did not rely on size, numbers, or brute force. They fought with intelligence, speed, and precision that no one had expected. Karen finally spoke, his voice almost a whisper. They are not just a threat, they are something beyond our understanding. Vral clenched his fists. Then we must adapt, quickly. or the human tactic will destroy us all. In the black emptiness of space, the humans continued their assault, unseen, unpredictable, unstoppable. The alien fleet had encountered strength, speed, and intelligence it could not comprehend, and the true scope of humanity's power was only beginning to be revealed. The unexpected tactic had shaken the alien commanders to their core. The war they had expected to be easy was now a fight for survival. And humanity had only just begun. The alien fleet was in total disarray. Ships that once glided through space with terrifying precision now drifted aimlessly, their weapons misfiring, their shields failing. Commander Vral's face was tight with tension. He had faced civilizations that had ruled galaxies for centuries, yet nothing had prepared him for this. Humans were proving to be far beyond what the aliens had imagined. "Sir," Lieutenant Vral called out, pointing to the sensors, "human ships, they are multiplying. There are more than we can count. They appear out of nowhere, striking from multiple directions." Vral's jaw tightened. "Impossible. They cannot have this many ships. They are a primitive species." Admiral Karen shook his head grimly. "Primitive? Sir, we are losing control. Our largest cruisers are down. Fighters are exploding mid-flight. Their attacks, they are precise, coordinated, and unpredictable. This is tactical genius." Even as the aliens argued, the humans struck again. Tiny ships zipped through the void, invisible until they attacked. Energy beams tore through alien shields, disabling multiple vessels in seconds. A cruiser on the left flank exploded, sending debris hurtling into the formation. The fleet wavered, attempting to regroup, but every move was anticipated. "They are controlling the battle." Karen shouted, disbelief in his voice. "Every maneuver we make, they predict it." Vral slammed his fist onto the console. "Focus on defense. Fire all weapons. Do not let them reach the capital ships." But it was already too late. The humans were everywhere at once, vanishing and reappearing with impossible speed. Alien sensors struggled to track them. Systems began to glitch, shields flickered, and communication between ships broke down. Officers whispered among themselves, fear and confusion etched on their faces. "They are not just fast," Lieutenant Vral said, his voice shaking. "Their attacks interfere with our systems. Weapons misfire. Shields fail. Even our fleet coordination is collapsing." Vral gritted his teeth. "We will not be humiliated. We will adapt, we must adapt." The humans had revealed their true power. Small, sleek ships moved in perfect harmony, attacking simultaneously from multiple angles. They were not just striking, they were dictating the battle. Alien cruisers were forced to react instead of attack. Formation lines broke. Fighters collided mid-flight, shields overloaded, and explosions lit the darkness of space. Karen leaned over a console, eyes wide. "They are controlling our fleet as if it were a game. Every move we make, they are already there, countering it before it happens. This is not just warfare. This is strategy beyond comprehension." Vral's hand clenched on the console. "Humans cannot be this advanced. They are too small, too weak. And yet, they are destroying us." Amid the chaos, a massive human strike appeared. Energy pulses radiated outward, temporarily disabling entire sections of the alien fleet. Ships spun uncontrollably, unable to maintain formation. Explosions erupted across the line. Alien officers screamed orders, but they were too late. The humans were gone, vanished as if they had never been there. "Sir," Lieutenant Vral said quietly, voice trembling, "they are not just attacking. They are shaping the battle. They are in control of everything." Karen's voice dropped to a whisper. "We have underestimated them, terribly. If they continue like this, our fleet will be destroyed and our empire, humiliated." Vral turned away from the display, face pale. "We must strike back. Focus fire on any ship we detect. Do not let them overwhelm us. Adapt, quickly." But the humans had already disappeared again, leaving only destruction behind. Alien cruisers drifted silently, fighters limping, shields flickering, engines damaged. The fleet that had once been the pride of a powerful empire now seemed fragile, vulnerable, and terrified. "They are not like any species we have fought," Karen said softly, almost to himself. "They are not just fighters. They are apex predators." Vral's mind raced. Every tactic he had ever known had failed. Every strategy was countered before it could take effect. The humans were not just strong, they were unpredictable, intelligent, and precise. The alien fleet faced an enemy it could not understand, an enemy that did not fight like anyone else. The human ships reappeared once more, striking key points in the alien formation. A massive explosion rocked the flagship. Officers screamed as consoles failed, lights flickered, and alarms blared. Panic spread like wildfire through the alien ranks. "They are unstoppable," Ral shouted. "Every move we make, they are already there, countering it. We cannot survive this." Karen shook his head, eyes wide with fear and awe. "They are not just a threat, they are the true apex. And we have been fools to think otherwise." Vral turned back to the sensors, his voice low and trembling. This cannot be happening. Humans, they are not supposed to be capable of this." In the void of space, humanity struck again. Tiny, agile ships moved like shadows, unseen, unpredictable, and precise. The alien fleet, proud and powerful just hours ago, now teetered on the edge of disaster. The humans had shown their second strike. The first had shaken the aliens. The second had shattered their confidence. And the galaxy was only beginning to realize the terrifying truth. The alien fleet was trembling. Ships that had once filled commanders with pride now floated helplessly, crippled by a force they could neither see nor understand. Commander Vral stared at the display, jaw tight, eyes wide with disbelief. Humanity had shown its speed, its strategy, and its cunning, but now they were about to reveal something far greater. "Sir," Lieutenant Vral shouted, pointing at the sensors, "energy readings, massive, building near the human formation. Their ships, they are preparing something unprecedented." Vral turned sharply, fear creeping into his voice. "Unprecedented? What could humans possibly do that we cannot counter?" Admiral Karen's eyes were locked on the screens. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's about to strike, and we are not ready." A sudden pulse spread through the alien fleet. Systems flickered, shields wavered, and alarms blared continuously. The tiny human ships began to move in a pattern the aliens had never seen before, coordinated, fast, precise. Their combined energy formed a web of power, invisible at first but deadly. "Sir, their fleet, it's converging. The energy, it's growing. Our shields are weakening across all sectors," Ral shouted. Vral slammed his fist on the console. "Concentrate all fire. Focus on one ship at a time. Destroy it before it strikes." But the humans were faster than thought. A massive energy pulse erupted from the center of their formation. Alien warships erupted into flames, shields melted like wax, and fighters spun helplessly through space. The devastation was instantaneous. Entire squadrons of the alien fleet were destroyed in moments, unable to react. They did not just attack," Karen said quietly, his voice trembling. "They destroyed entire sections of our fleet at once. One strike and we are crippled." Vral's mind raced. "This is impossible. Humans cannot have weapons this powerful. Not yet, not without centuries of development." The humans moved again, vanishing and reappearing, striking critical points in the alien formation. Cruiser after cruiser fell. Fighters exploded mid-flight. Shields overloaded and failed. Communications were lost. Panic spread across every vessel. The alien commander's confidence was gone. "They are not just ships," Ral said, voice shaking. It's as if the humans themselves are controlling the battle with pure energy, or something beyond technology." Karen swallowed hard. "This is not just warfare. This is domination. They are showing us what we could never imagine. This is true power." Vral's hands trembled. "They are apex. They are stronger than we could ever predict." Even as the alien fleet tried to regroup, the humans struck again. Energy beams pulsed outward, carving through shields and hulls. The flagship rocked violently, consoles sparking and alarms screaming. Officers shouted orders, but every command failed. Every tactic the aliens attempted was countered before it could be executed. Karen turned to Vral, voice low and full of dread. We are witnessing humanity's true power. This is beyond our calculations, beyond our understanding. We cannot stop them." Vral closed his eyes briefly, swallowing his fear. "Then we survive. We adapt. We must live to fight another day." But survival was uncertain. The humans moved like shadows, precise and unstoppable. The aliens could not track them. Every attack they launched was predicted, countered, or completely avoided. Entire fleets were reduced to wreckage. It was no longer just a battle, it was a revelation. "They underestimated us," came a quiet human transmission barely audible in the alien systems. "They will learn. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is the apex." The words spread through the alien sensors like a warning. Officers whispered among themselves, fear and awe in their voices. The fleet that had once laughed at humans now trembled before them. Vral stared at the destruction. "We thought they were weak," he muttered. "We thought they were primitive. But they are beyond us. They are the true power in this galaxy." Explosions rocked the remaining alien ships. Energy pulses from the humans continued to disable weapon systems, melt shields and cripple engines. The alien fleet was no longer a force of terror, it was a fleet on the verge of annihilation. Admiral Karen turned to Vral, his voice barely a whisper. "If they wanted to, they could wipe out every ship we have. Every world we control. And we could do nothing to stop them." Vral nodded slowly, eyes haunted. "We are learning, too late, that humans are not to be underestimated. They are not like any species we have faced. They are unstoppable." The humans for now had not destroyed the fleet completely. They had shown their power, their precision and their control. But the message was clear, humanity had revealed its true strength. The galaxy had just begun to understand what the humans were capable of, and it was terrifying. In the vast blackness of space the alien fleet drifted, battered and broken. The humans had struck again, showing not only skill but unmatched power. And the galaxy would never see humanity the same way again. The alien fleet was broken. Fires burned across shattered cruisers, fighters floated uselessly in space, and energy shields flickered weakly before failing completely. Commander Vral stared at the chaos around him, disbelief etched deeply across his face. Centuries of military dominance, thousands of victorious battles and countless conquered civilizations. None of it mattered now. Humanity had changed everything. "Sir," Lieutenant Vral said quietly, almost afraid to speak, "our fleet, it is finished. We cannot fight back. They are too strong, too fast, too precise." Vral turned slowly, eyes haunted. "We thought they were weak. We thought we controlled them. But..." His voice trailed off as he looked at the display, showing human ships moving effortlessly through the remnants of his fleet. Admiral Karen's voice was barely audible over the alarms. "They are not just fighters. They are strategists, tacticians, masters of the battlefield. They can destroy us or spare us. And we have no choice but to obey their will." The humans for now were silent. They did not pursue complete destruction. Instead they had demonstrated their unmatched strength and precision. Their tiny ships appeared like ghosts, vanishing and reappearing, striking only where necessary, showing control without unnecessary destruction. It was a warning and a revelation. On the bridge of the flagship, alien officers whispered fearfully. "We underestimated them, terribly. They are beyond calculation. They are apex predators of the galaxy." Vral's mind raced. Every tactic he had ever known, every strategy he had relied upon had failed. Humanity did not fight like any other species. They did not rely on size, numbers or brute force. They fought with intelligence, precision, and a control the aliens could not understand. Karen finally spoke, his voice trembling. "We have learned, the humans are not to be taken lightly. They are the true power in this galaxy. And we have been foolish." Vral nodded, swallowing hard. "Then we survive, we live, and we remember. Humanity has shown us what we cannot match. They are the apex. We must respect that, or perish." Meanwhile, the human fleet gathered briefly, energy readings pulsing across space like quiet lightning. Their ships moved in perfect synchronization, a display of control that was almost art. And then, as silently as they had appeared, they vanished into the black expanse of space. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations would later tell the story. They would speak of a species that had risen quietly, underestimated for centuries, and then revealed power unlike any other. Humanity had not only survived, they had dominated without destroying unnecessarily, leaving a clear message: the galaxy had changed forever. Vral stared at the empty void, whispering, "They have shown us, humanity is unstoppable. And we are nothing compared to them." Karen placed a trembling hand on his console. "We thought we were the masters. We thought we ruled the stars. But humans have rewritten the rules. They are not just another species. They are a force beyond reckoning." The remaining alien commanders gathered, their voices silent in awe and fear. They had faced great powers before, civilizations that spanned star systems, armies that could crush planets. But none of them had been like humanity. Humans fought with a combination of cunning, strategy, speed and energy mastery that the galaxy had never seen. And then the realization hit them all at once. Humanity was not here to conquer. They were here to teach the galaxy a lesson. A lesson in power, intelligence, and the unstoppable nature of a species that had been underestimated for too long. "Sir," Lieutenant Rao said, voice barely above a whisper, "we must report this. Humanity, they are the true apex. We cannot fight them. We cannot even plan against them." Rao nodded slowly. "Then we survive. And we remember. Humanity has changed the galaxy. And we will never forget." In the void of space, silence reigned once more. The human fleet had disappeared, leaving behind not only shattered ships and broken formations but a profound message to every alien species in the galaxy. Underestimate humanity at your own peril. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is not primitive. Humanity is the apex, and now the galaxy knows it. For the first time in centuries, the alien fleets realized that power was not measured in numbers, shields, or weapons alone. It was measured in strategy, intelligence, adaptability, and in the indomitable will of humanity. And as the stars glimmered coldly around the shattered alien fleet, a single truth remained: the galaxy would never again see humans as a species to be ignored. The war had ended, not with annihilation but with revelation. The humans had emerged victorious in a way no one had expected, through cunning, precision, and the quiet, unstoppable power of their true strength. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity had revealed its ultimate power. And the aliens would never forget.